Hello, this is Carrie from Cookbook Divas, and I've looked through the Paris Picnic Club cookbook before, early on when we started Cookbook Divas about 3 years ago, and that was a really dark video. I had a crappy old webcam and I didn't have good lighting and I didn't do a good job of looking through it, so I deleted it off of YouTube and thought I would start over and do it again and do it more justice. So these two ladies, the authors, Shaheen Peerbhai and Jennie Levitt, used to cook in their tiny apartment in Paris enough food for 80 people to have Friday lunch, and then they would take it out and have picnics in parks or by the lakes, etc., or just eating in their own courtyard. And so these are some of the recipes and things that they learned about food in Paris, and they're going to talk about the boulangeries and the dairy next door and the farm, etc. So this is an illustrated cookbook with beautiful illustrations, and it's by Sterling Epicure is the publisher. And let's look at the table of contents. Small plates, sharing platters, bread, etc., tartines, desserts, very important chapter, drinks, picnic, how to picnic like a Parisian, picnic-style lunches, intimate suppers. There's some menus that they're going to show us. And then basic recipes for things like beef stock, chicken stock, fish stock, basil pesto, classic mayonnaise, sweet pastry dough, tarragon aioli, etc. So I have bookmarked some things I wanted to show you. This is the small plates chapter. She writes, classic wine bars welcome you with effortlessly laid out platters of cheese, charcuterie, and crisp cornichons, which have a timeless charm of their own. Caramelized plum jam, Frenchy arepas. Let me grab the next. I wanted to show you this recipe for chestnut tagliatelle. I love pasta, and I've never had chestnut pasta unless I did it at a restaurant and forgot about it. That sounds incredible. Crunchy chickpeas with Jerusalem artichokes. And then next, I wanted to show you this 2 pages about oysters, where they teach us a lot about it. I would be scared to take oysters to a picnic, like refrigeration. I don't know. Oysters with pickled rhubarb, and how to make the pickled rhubarb. Cold oven chicken. Here's the sharing platters chapter. She says there's something so endearing and so Parisian about friends and acquaintances stuffed like sardines into a tiny space to share a great meal. Apple, fennel, and kohlrabi salad. Fennel, leek, pui lentils, and sausages. Next is roast beef or escoffier potatoes, kale salad, Turkish pot roast in a Dutch oven. Sourdough bread. They give you the recipe and for the starter, etc. And they also share some of their favorite boulangeries in Paris in case you didn't want to make your own sourdough. So the sourdough recipe is several pages long. They also give you a recipe for a white country loaf. That's the one I would be more likely to make. Then they're going to talk about cheese and share a recipe for cider jelly. That sounds so yummy. And I live very near apple orchards where you can get lots of apples. Gravlax capers and sorrel. Next we have meatballs in amalfitana sauce with roasted pepper and Gruyere. I should try to make that for Bob sometime. Here's, oops, I missed it. The desserts chapter. And this is an interesting combination I wouldn't have thought of doing, raspberry and geranium tart. I don't grow geraniums anymore because I live in the Pacific Northwest, but when I lived in San Diego, we had geraniums everywhere, but we didn't usually eat them. Here's a fig and hazelnut tart. I love French tarts. Chocolate brownie cookies for the chocolate lovers. Black sesame salted caramel. Pistachio and vanilla loaf. Chocolate mousse, my favorite. Here's banana, ginger, and chocolate cake recipe. A noisette. I'm going to jump ahead to the drinks chapter. Instead of serving just water or resorting to artificially flavored drinks, we wanted to offer our picnic club guests an entire meal made from scratch, including the beverage. We took special care to create uncommon blends with fresh fruits, herbs, teas, spices, and flowers. So, what did they make? They made green mango, fennel, and mint nectar. They made guava, chili, and lime nectar, plum and cinnamon nectar, peach and rosemary. They made pineapple and mint lemonade syrup. They made orange, bay leaf, and maple syrup, passion fruit, raspberry, and vanilla syrup, elderflower and green grape juice, or clementine with hibiscus and cinnamon, interesting combination, and that's a cordial. They made tea, Dutch mint tea or Moroccan mint tea. And down here we have how to picnic like a Parisian, the menus for picnic-style lunches, such as the Canal Saint Martin, where they served speck, roasted figs, goat cheese, pine nuts with arugula tartine. Then they had Tonka brown butter madeleines and a vanilla rhubarb and blood orange cordial. And here's their other menus that they suggested. They're sharing their favorite parts of Paris. They're teaching us how to make stock, beef stock, chicken stock, pork stock, garlic confit recipe, how to make harissa, roasted peppers, how to make sweet pastry dough, tarragon aioli, and tomato confit. And then they write about the belly of Paris. So I'm glad I could give you a look through the Paris Picnic Club cookbook. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.